All right, so the last video is my video. It's going to be a little longer than usual because there was just no way we could cut it down and still give you the effect. This is from a documentary that you could find on YouTube. I suggest you search for it and try to find it. I wish I knew the name. It's eluding me right now. But this girl had left her town in London, and she returned back with a camera and found that the Muslim population had basically taken things over. Take a look.
There's loads of different mosques in Luton, is that right?
It is, yeah.
How many roughly would you say?
Roughly we're looking between at least 30 mosques in Luton town area.
Wow. That's quite a lot, no?
It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
It didn't take long to witness firsthand the extremism I'd been hearing about. I wasn't sure what they were marching for, but tensions were running high.
Your sister, brother! Your mother! Where is the shame? How dare they touch our woman?
It turns out the demo was in response to the arrest of local woman Mona Thorney, whose husband set off a bomb in Stockholm in 2010. I cannot believe this. I've never seen anything on this scale before. And it breaks my heart to think that this is happening in my town.
Hands off Muslims! Hands off Muslims! Hands off Muslims!
Everyone's got a right to protest, but I found their chanting provocative and extreme.
British police go to hell! British police go to hell!
This is a message to stop oppression.
Police burning hell. British police burning hell.
Yeah, because
No real Muslim wants anyone to burn in hell.
yeah, but for what they've done, for the consequences
You can't
of their
pick and
actions.
choose. You can't pick and choose. You can't.
You either believe or you disbelieve.
You know
You
what?
choose to wear this, I choose to wear that.
You and I will
That's
have
why you
to.
look naked on the street.
Do I look naked? Do I really? I don't look naked.
Who are you trying to seduce?
No one's trying to seduce me, and I'm not trying to seduce anyone. You shouldn't judge me how I try not to judge you. You are. You've just said who am I trying to seduce? No one.
I said I am judging.
Well, I don't judge you because I'm above that.
Go wear some clothes.
Excuse me, go and put on some clothes. How you choose to live, how you choose to dress like that, I choose to dress like this. You don't start.
No, it's okay.
Don't you dare speak to me like that. No, this is my hometown as well.
All right, stay then.
No, I'm walking.
Okay, no point.
I am walking. No, I can do what I want.
Okay,
That girl's just I don't mind. Point away. Point away. Because you're not scaring me. I try my hardest to sympathise with people who are maybe different to me. And it's a tiny minority that play up. Who are you trying to seduce? Go and put some clothes on. You look naked.
You see that? That's coming to America. That is coming to America. I said earlier in the show that my videos are going to come back. Well, this is one that's not going to haunt me. It's going to haunt you.
It's already happening.
I know it's already happening. I know it's already happening. Look at that. And you know, here's one difference. So one thing that I get all the time on this show, and I've never answered it like I'm going to answer it right now. It hit to me while this was happening. When people say to me, well, you know, the Irish came over and the Italian came over, and even the people coming in from Mexico and they're coming over, you know, it's no different than Muslims.
The Jews
Yes, it
came
is.
over.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you why. Because when the Irish come over and the Jews come over, they don't believe in Sharia law. That's Sharia law. They believe in Sharia law, and that's where the difference is.
The difference in what's happening in this country is the fact that they have the right to say whatever they want. We go back to my video. But, you know, you have Black Lives Matter. You know, look at what's happening there. Death to cops. When do you want it? Now. Who's marching and who's protecting them? The cops. The cops are marching right with them, and they're basically calling for their execution at that point in time. It's here. It's here in a different fashion. It hasn't come to that extent as
It
of
has
yet.
in Michigan.
But
you go to
yeah,
Michigan,
yeah.
to Michigan. I'll tell you that right now. There's video.
It's
Tommy,
scary.
there's videos from Michigan. I should have had it prepared. There are videos from Michigan. In fact, we'll play them. There are videos from Michigan where Christians go into Michigan during a march like this. You've seen it, Ben?
in Dearborn.
And in Dearborn. Yep. And I've been to Dearborn before. And when you're in Dearborn, you look like you're in Iraq, Pakistan, Afghanistan, you name your Middle Eastern place.
Yeah,
what really bothers me about this is we see these videos and we say, how could this be happening in Europe? What's going on? Melanie Phillips wrote a book, Londonistan, in 2005 or 2006, saying this is what's happening. Your country is basically being colonized, and like you said, with people who believe in Sharia law. And the problem with Sharia, when we talk about a free flow of ideas, is that that's an idea that wants to dominate all other ideas and subvert the very basis of our society. It says that the Constitution's meaningless and the Quran is your new Constitution. And that is the real problem with this theocratic, fascist ideological system.
I know, Liz, that you said one of your best friends is Muslim, right? When you see that, does that bother you?
Yes, that does bother me.
Do you want that for America?
No, I do not want that for America. But as I said to you before, not all Muslims fit into that, what we've just seen. So I'm not going to sit here and stereotype.
Right.
Like, I can't and I won't.
Right.
But what we have just seen, I do not want here in America.
When Trump talks about his temporary ban on Muslims, it's got to be the number one thing we talk about on this show. You know, you hear all the time. It's almost like we can't get here. It's like, all right, let's talk about the grass. It's like, did I tell you about the ban on Muslims? All right. The thing about the ban on Muslims, first of all, from an immigration standpoint, we take in more people from the Middle East legally each single year than we do from Mexico and all of Central America combined. And that has happened after 9/11.
Yeah, over a million.
Over a million after 9/11. It should have been the other way, where we said, you know what, let's forget about the million people we're taking in. Let's take 100,000 in, and of the 100,000, yeah, we need some people from the Middle East. We'll do that for the diversity point, but let's just take maybe 10%, and let's make sure we look at each single one of these people twice. We're not doing that.
If you're a supporter of Donald Trump, you have to say, listen, some of what he says makes sense. He is terrible at articulating it. He really just can't get his point across, and basically he doesn't have the advisors, obviously, or he's not listening to them to basically articulate it correctly, because what he's saying makes sense, and the way he's saying it does not make sense.
You know, it's funny. All right, well, now we're going to shift gears here because that's such an important thing. I have been a Donald Trump fan and supporter before he even announced. There are speeches of me on the internet where I'm saying 3 years ago, I go to these big GOP meetings, I'll speak in front of 500, 600 people, and they'll say to me, who do you think should be president in 2016? And I'd say, you know, we need a guy like Donald Trump. A guy who's got business background, a guy who's not afraid to say things, a guy who's gonna break through the window and just be like, all right, we're gonna fix things. The problem I have is that everybody says about how it is that he circles himself around himself with great people. And you look at his kids, and I say, yeah, you know what? Look at his kids. Look what he built there. But I have interviewed enough people who he's either been associated with, hired, what have you. I watch what he's saying right now, and I say to myself, really? He's centering himself around with the best people? Because it certainly isn't coming out on the television. And I am the biggest Trump supporter there could be. And I'm not happy with who he is.
Well,
but see, that's the thing. He doesn't use speechwriters.
He says that he says
I know a lot of good ones out there.
Donald said he is his best advisor. He's his #1 chief advisor. So you've talked about how you think that Trump's hubris and his arrogance and pomposity is what's going to actually propel him and cause him to do the right things in office. But it's a double-edged sword because he thinks that it's basically his way or the highway, and he knows. And when you're running for president and you've never run a political campaign in your life, you don't know. There are times where you need to be polished. You need someone to write your talking points for you.
I agree with you. It's almost like a football game. You know, if in a football game we're going to gunsling and gunsling and gunsling and gunsling, and we're up by a couple of touchdowns, then you turn around, you look at the clock and say, here's the Super Bowl. Let's run the clock out. Let's not just keep on throwing the ball up. We could be intercepted. He has gotten to where he is right now by being Trump the way he is. And at this point, I think he's got to start to shift and just not be a different guy, but just think a little bit better. Show that you're going to be okay in the White House.
As a former poli-sci major,
right,
you learn about political leaders. The best leaders we've ever had in this country, Republican, Democrat, are people who pulled in smarter people than themselves and took the advice of those smarter people, made the final decision. That's what makes you the leader. But basically, you had people who were willing to dissent with you. If I had to guess, I don't think Donald Trump has a lot of people around him that aren't drinking the Kool-Aid.
But also, too, as a business person myself, you know, I always say I'm great at what I do. I'm very creative. However, it's my team around me. It's my army that makes me as a success as I am today. I couldn't do everything that I do by myself. And I think that we all need, I think he should realize that, yes, he's great. Yes, he has strengths, but he also has weaknesses like everybody else.
I mean, the most successful people know what their weaknesses are, and they find people who will help them supplement and complement their strengths. The other thing is, look, working in finance in a past life, there were always teams. Every decision was come to with a team, and everyone's really smart, and everyone has different opinions, and you need to synthesize, basically.
All right, I got to wrap it up with that. Great job. You know what? Somebody once said to me, if you ever find yourself being the smartest person in the room for too many days in a row, change rooms.
Run.
All right.
Run
that being
fast,
said,
guys.
I'm on vacation next week, so I won't see you again until July 5th. So enjoy your weekend, enjoy your week, and enjoy the 4th of July. God bless you. God bless our troops. God bless the United States of America. And I'm going to come back really super tan. All right. Thanks so much.